After years stuck in a dead-bedroom marriage, I finally decided to divorce my wife. Not because of the lack of intimacy, but over her getting a massage. My soon-to-be ex-wife and I are both in our late 30s. We've been together 12 years, married for 10. We are in a dead bedroom. It was totally dead for 6 months before I filed for divorce. It was on life support/ICU for 5 to 6 years before that. We both wanted to be younger parents, and both wanted 2 kids. We conceived our daughter almost immediately after getting married. When she was 6 months old, we started trying to have the second child. It never happened. After 3 years, we started seeing fertility specialists and found out we both have pretty serious reproductive issues. The doctor told us our daughter was nothing short of a miracle and said it was against all odds that we not only conceived but carried to term. It was after this that the sex life began to seriously decline. Initially, I thought it was just the pain of finding out and knowing we wouldn't be able to afford the fertility options, and figured it would get better over time. It never did. It only got worse. 5 years ago, I would say we had sex 15 to 20 times that year. Last year, we had sex 3 times. I have tried everything to improve this, spicing things up, talking, suggested counseling. I more than pull my weight around the house. We both work and work basically the same hours. I'm telling this because the usual stuff I read on Reddit about how the wife does it all is not even close to true. Over time, I have grown more and more resentful. The thing that makes me the most resentful is she knows I have a high libido and just doesn't care. I, on the other hand, know she loves to be rubbed on/massaged and never took that from her. I probably rub on her 325 times a year. Almost every night I will rub her claves, shins, ankles, and feet. 4 to 5 nights a month I will go big and do neck, shoulder, back, butt, hamstring, quads, shins, calves, ankles, and feet. I noticed that doing the big massages was the best way to get sex, as she was more likely to allow me to do the foreplay things I know work on her if I had already done this prep. I did them more often a few years ago, but now not as much. The success rate was never that great, maybe 20% of the time, but in the last 2 years we are definitely in the single digits. When we hit the 4 months of absolutely no sex, I decided I wasn't massaging her ever again. It only took 3 days for her to notice, and she asked me to. I told her no, and I got angry. I said, why should I, when you don't give a F about what I want? Obviously not my finest moment, and huge argument followed. Things got ice cold at home, but I wasn't giving in. I was tired of all of it. A few weeks ago, she told me fine, I will just start seeing a professional masseuse. I said, then I will start seeing sex workers. She said that was cheating. I said, fine, I won't, but you will not get a massage from anyone else. That is also cheating. She said I was being ridiculous, and I said, no, it's being touched in an intimate way by another. If I can't have that, neither can you, and I swear to effing God if you do I will file for divorce that day. The following weekend, she wanted to get her nails done. I know how long it takes for her to get her nails done. She came back almost an hour and a half later than I expected. She didn't say anything, just acted normal. I got on her credit card app on my phone, and sure enough, there was a $95 charge to the goddamn massage person in the same strip mall as the nail place. I lost it, and when I did, so did she. I think we both let out years of frustration on each other. True to my word, though, I called a divorce lawyer on Monday. The only part that upset me was my lawyer said based on these circumstances I couldn't list infidelity as the reason for divorce and had to go with irreconcilable differences. Anyway, she has been telling people we are divorcing because she got a massage. Since then, I have had a number of family members/friends call me and say I'm an asshole. Some of them, even when I tell them my real reasons, still think I'm an asshole and that my reasons aren't good enough. Personally, I think getting massage when told not to is plenty of reasoning. So, am I wrong here? Personal note, I reread this and I know it comes off angry. But I am angry at myself for wasting so many years. But I'm also angry because this was just the ultimate FU. She just went and did it anyway and didn't even try to hide it. Literally went to the same place next to the nail salon and used her credit card, which I pay, like I wasn't going to see the charge. Best comments. I think in his mind, because he has been deprived of sexual intercourse, he views his massages as an intimate means of expressing his love toward her. So, When another person does it in his mind, she is cheating. We all know a massage is a massage, but when the partner understands his position on massages and disregards his feelings by getting one, she becomes the asshole. The last straw is almost always something small and stupid, but it's just the latest in a long line of hurts. So true, I ended my last relationship after the final straw. The final straw on its own was so mundane and nothing, but everything had been building toward it, and when that last straw was added to the pile, it all just collapsed then and there. My partner and his ex-wife's marriage ended over an argument about who got what in a bucket of KFC. The chicken was the final straw. She wouldn't have sex anymore is a lot more reasonable than she got a massage when I said she couldn't, which just makes OP sound like a control freak without the context of the story. You're kinda in the wrong, because you were only doing massages to get something back. Don't keep a scorecard when you give something. I've been in a dead bedroom, and I was close to losing it all the time. People may not realize how demoralizing it is to love and take care of someone who shows no affection back. The massage was just the last final blow to this already dead marriage. Just divorce and let it die already. Update number 1. Large-scale response to many commenters. This thing has gotten like 2K plus comments in 12 hours. I can't even begin to address that. Most of you are correct. This isn't about a massage. I could honestly care less about the massage. That was simply what I fixated on after I finally broke. Now to those that like to ride the assumption train or, for some reason, just create your own narrative based on who knows what. I did not just massage my wife to get sex. I did this for her 300 times a year, nearly our entire relationship. I did it back when we used to have sex 10 to 15 times a month, back when foreplay was something I still got to experience, back when lingerie was common and not just a distant memory. The full massages just became the only way to get the chance of sex above zero. The small leg ones were never escalated by me and far more common. Since most people bashing me decided to skim over or ignore the short vague list of all I tried over the years, here's a more comprehensive account. Date nights, weekend vacations, love letters, long conversations where I laid out all my feelings. I'll give her credit. She never did promise to do better. Just told me she understands where I'm coming from. Guess I should have understood, then that meant she didn't care. I suggested counseling 5 times. I even booked us once and ended up going to the first 2 sessions by myself. When she said she was too busy to go the third, I just canceled and never went back. Yes, the day-to-day routine stuff is pretty balanced, as far as housework, career, and I think we are both great parents. But our relationship was one-sided. It took me a long time to see it so boldly and to stop accepting it. She asked
If she
me
wants
to
a
drink,
snack,
same
she
thing. Doesn't get it. If she wanted to go out with friends, sure babe, no problem, go ahead. I got the girl, just worry about you. If I do, it's 2-hour prep for me to make sure nothing's gonna go wrong while I'm out. A couple years ago, I saw a clip of a comedian talking about being out golfing when his wife wanted to watch a DVD, and everyone's laughing as he's describing the whole conversation. I just wanted to bawl my eyes out, because that was my life. I just stopped trying to even go out. It wasn't worth the effort anymore. Yeah, we had other forms of intimacy. We cuddled at bedtime to fall asleep. She never really liked kissing or hand-holding, so I wrote those off back when times were good. So, I had cuddling and on the very rare occasion sex to look forward to. Now let's flip this over. Besides the near-daily rub-downs, also pretty common for me to brush her hair. She likes that, she'll ask for that. Painted toenails a few times. Back scratching pretty common. And usually draw her a bath after she works out. Does that count as intimacy? Or is that just more of only doing things to F her? I guess I am the asshole. I'm the asshole to myself for putting up with this for so long. And I get it, you're all right. We both have unprocessed trauma from having our dreams dashed, but I didn't quit. I honestly didn't berate her emotionally because of this. I knew she was having a hard time. Yeah, I let my frustrations or disappointment show sometimes, but I didn't get angry. Not until now, not until I had that bad day, and she said, "Well, tomorrow will be better. Can you rub on me?" And the sick thing is I felt totally dismissed and still did it anyway. After, I was so angry I just decided I'm never rubbing on her again. And I've been angry ever since. Even now typing this has put me in a full rage. No, I really don't give a shit about the massage. It was just the final FU of our marriage. Update number 2, 11 days after the first post. While this is not official by any means at this point, I'll take it as a positive. Soon-to-be ex-wife asked me to meet yesterday to hash out some details of the divorce, and it was actually pretty productive. We agreed on a 50-50 custody arrangement. Basically, week there, week here. Becomes 2 weeks during summer break. We each keep our own retirements, splitting the savings 60-40 her favor. Each keep our primary vehicle. I made a huge concession on the house. It was my idea. I want our child to grow up in that house. Ours was a 3-bedroom, with a finished basement and nice yard. I don't want her to live in a pair of 2-bedroom apartments. This is important to me. I'll be paying a housing alimony each month to offset some costs, since my rent and projected utilities, etc. are much lower than the mortgage/utilities/upkeep. We did agree on some stipulations that would end that. 1. If another adult should move in, like a boyfriend/new husband, my obligation ends immediately. 2. My obligation ends when our daughter moves out or turns 22, whichever comes first. 3. There's a bunch of different scenarios we talked about in terms of splitting the house if she wishes to sell it. I won't bore with all of that, but basically as long as I continue to make the alimony payment, I'll get 40% at time of sale or a buyout. I'm turning all this over to my lawyer this week, and he will write it up and send it to her lawyer. While she definitely had a "you are beneath me" vibe during our meeting, I'm happy this doesn't look like it will be an ugly divorce as I was very worried it would be. I assume our daughter is the motivating factor for her sudden, amicable attitude. Update number 3, 4 days after the last update. Well, that didn't last long. Lawyer called first thing this morning. Wife changed mind, rejecting all the house stuff we talked about. Says she wants to sell and move into something smaller. She is only rejecting the house agreements. Custody agreement is not being rejected. I told my lawyer fine, I'm done. Told him here's the offer from my side then. 50-50 custody, 50-50 split of house sale. I'll still go 60-40 on savings. I know some you say this is dumb/unfair, but I have my reasons and they all revolve around our daughter. I'm actually fine with this, not even upset that she wasted 4 hours of our time on Saturday. Just ready to be done. After my initial tirade, I have really come into a good place. It's like I spent years carrying around a backpack of stones, and I finally decided to put it down. Personal response to OnlyFans models. Stop sending me invites and messages. I can jack off on my own just fine for free. I'm not going to pay you. Leave people the F alone.